Welcome to another episode of The Boyd. You're tuned in live. Yes, it's another Tuesday, another episode of The Boyd. It's Seprock Beats in the background. And, if you're wondering, if you looks like there's a couple folks on with us live right now. If you're wondering why there was a pause and all sorts of weird stuff, had some audio issues. Let me turn down the Seprock Beats a little bit. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I believe you can. Let me, hold on one second. For whatever reason, I swear this place, this camera, everything. One of these days, the Boyd's gonna have like this really good budget, and I don't know, maybe it won't. Maybe it's not supposed to. Maybe there's supposed to be some charm in having some kind of ghetto show. I don't freaking know. Alright, let me transition this. Hold up. One of these days, live producer, somebody doing this. What is up? You know what we might even do tonight, since there's so much going on. We got the election and blah blah. We might check out some election coverage. I don't know. Depends on what you guys think. We got 2 people out of the billions of folks on this planet, and out of the 300 million. I guess that's men, women, and children. I mean, who would even be the demographic of people that would watch this shit? I don't know. A few million? A few hundred million? No, not a few hundred million. No. Like a few million. So 2 out of a few million. That's very unique people. There you go. That's awesome. So you tell me in live chat, which is available on YouTube, or you can, hold on, let me chill the music out for a moment. Though the track is dope. What was I going to say? Yes, you can also, I'm logged on to Skype. I should have Skype instructions or whatever you call that. The login thing, whatever, on the description of this thing that you're tuned into. So if you want to use Skype, you can do that as well. But election night, I mean, it looks like it's a toss-up. It's not like it's a landslide. Crazy stuff. I mean, I don't know, that we've got a pretty divided nation. We've got a nation of people that I believe, and I'm part of the whole mess. I believe that we're a nation in hurt. Excuse me, in a lot of ways, and it can be hurt of our own doing. It could be hurt from outside forces, but I really think it's our own doing. We really can't blame much anyone other than ourselves for where we are. Now you could say, that the government's been hijacked by the wealthy and blah blah, but the American people have become complacent, and this idea of holding on to some kind of some ideal of what the nation's supposed to be. That kind of discussion's even been hijacked by like Glenn Beck and shit like that, or like some of these libertarian people. And I think it should be a broader conversation. We should be asking ourselves what's the nation that, like, what's this nation supposed to be like? Oh, by the way, if you are familiar with the show, you might be wondering what's going on in the background. Are we still in the shop studios? Yes, shop studios in disarray. There are some project stuff back here, though, you can see. Motorcycles and whatnot. But in disarray, a lot of transitions happening right now. Been very busy, very crazy stuff. So yeah, look, a lot going on. We gotta. I mean, at least for me, I don't know about like if it's not that way with you. Put it in the comments. Let's talk. And this whole thing that we're doing right now, it's really think. I mean, I would think of it more like a discussion. Like we're discussing something, and I don't know. We're talking about shit. Don't expect to be like just entertained off of like some just my own witty banter off the top of my noggin. You know what I mean? I mean, then it becomes a James show, and then it's like, ooh, who's this dude spouting off this nonsense? Well, it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be us hashing through the nonsense together. You know, Superfan Chris is on. What is up? So you are one of the two identified. One of the two very special people on the planet. Let me try something else though. Pardon me. I'm going to try. See if we can expand this discussion a little bit and see what is happening. What are your thoughts, Superfan Chris, on the election so far? Anything, I don't know, yeah, opinions? And the other person who's on with us, what do you think? Put it in through the live What's a Nuts thing, and oh no. It doesn't want to. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So, let's see what the YouTube folk, or excuse me, the Facebook people, maybe we'll throw them on here too. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm trying to make it so we can all so we can get some additional folks on. I guess we've got up to we're growing a little bit of viewership. Looks like we got another person on the YouTube channel. What is up? What are your thoughts? Superfan Chris is saying kind of weird to notice Rutherford and Adonna Deegan ran against one another. But I do not remember seeing them on my ballot. Kind of weird. Indeed. Indeed. Local politics is where a lot of things happen, but I think a lot of stuff gets overlooked, and I'm surprised more people don't get more involved in local politics. So why would you think that is? Superfan Chris, what do you think? Why do you think more people don't get involved in politics? And any of the other people that are on with us, anyone else, put your opinion down. Let me see if I can get some more folks in and see what they have to say about this whole thing. Like I said, this is really about a discussion, and I don't want to sound like Dave Rubin, but the marketplace of ideas. We could be talking about whatever is clever's. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is clever. But yeah, and then one of these days, gonna have a live producer, and it's gonna be super cool. Someday. All right, here we go. Superfan Chris, what do you say? All right, Donna Deegan, yes, and Rutherford. All right, so what is it? So we may jump in on some election coverage if we don't really have something going on. I mean, look, are you folks out there who are tuned in? What are your thoughts and opinions on civil unrest as a result of the election. What do you think? What do you think? And then, let's say, okay, even the people from the future watching and listening and to this in the archives, what do you think? What's your opinion, or in hindsight, 2020? Actually, nobody wastes their time going backwards into previous videos, and maybe they do. I don't know. Election night. Ugh. That's what it is. To me. To me. To me, to me, to me. All right, let's see if folks tune in on YouTube. Oh, on Facebook. Unfortunately for Facebook, they don't get the what do you call it? My brain is blanking out. The benefit, I guess, maybe because it's not. The benefit of the movie magic that's present in the shop studios. But let's see if anybody tunes in on the Facebook Live. Usually I have problems with this. There's almost always some kind of problem with the Facebooks. When I try to make the Facebooks work with the YouTubes, you know what I mean? It usually fucks up. But let's see if it fucks up. I don't know. Nobody's on Facebook. We do have a couple people on YouTube. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think there will be civil unrest? I haven't heard any gunshots. Should I expect to hear gunshots? I live in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Will there at some point in the next what is the window for gunshots? What is your opinion? Do you believe that there will be gunshots or not? What are your thoughts? Put them in the live chat, or you can Skype, or whatever you want to do. Do those things. I've got a live video, 2 people on Facebook. What is up? Put a comment. It's election night. What are your feelings? Are you scared? That I scared one away. Now there's only one. The one person on Facebook. What are your thoughts? Hey Vern, gunshots are happening now in Ohio. What kind of gunshots are they? Are they? Is in this place from where you speak? Is that a regular occurrence, or is this a special election night occurrence of gunshots? I mean, depending on Ohio, there's different. Sometimes they get down in certain spots. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, in Jacksonville, I'll tell you, in Jacksonville, it's like, there's certain spots that's just like, you gotta watch out for that shit. You know what I mean? That's just Jacksonville. So what's up? So YouTube folks, what do you think? Is there either way? I guess I don't know. I guess if Trump wins, do you really think there'll be like looting or protests and stuff? I know there's a lot of hype about talk about Antifa and whatnot doing some stuff, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. Caleb's on. What is up, yo? What is up on Facebook? He is tuned in. What are you thinking? 103rd? Are there shots on 103rd? Is it normal, or is it election night special shots? And what is it representing? I mean, you know what I mean. It's like you got to interpret. You got to talk to the shots whisperer, right? Who can interpret the shots? Why? Why are the shots in the air? Is it because of the election, or is it because of other things that are going on in the jurisdiction? You know what I mean? And when I say jurisdiction, that can have many meanings. You figure out the entendre when it needs to be entended. the way it needs to go. All right, so there will be civil unrest. Whoa, in Cincinnati for sure. So the Natty is going to be flipped around a little bit, is what Vern's saying. Let me see here. See what else going on. Caleb, normal except for tree down. Oh, okay. Not, is that an election related tree downage, or is that just normal, arboreal problems in your area? Thank you for reporting that, by the way. That's gonna be weird. What's that gonna be like? What, civil unrest? Is it gonna what's it? I mean, look. There's a lot of talk. I titled this the episode "Boo Boogaloo." I don't know why. I just sort of pulled it out of my butt. But part of it was because of all this talk about civil war and civil unrest, either through, if Trump wins, that some leftist organization or group, or I don't know, coagulation of people might riot. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. I don't feel that would happen. But I don't put it past some of the Trump folk to do something militant if Trump loses. So I don't know. I don't know. Superfan Chris says, I don't think there would be any riots on that level. Of course, disgruntled folks just like previous elections, but nothing overly crazy. Life will just go on. It could be. But look, did you see the Trump train that was driving behind and around the Biden bus? You know what I mean? This is there's some little bit of terrorism going on. If you can do like a spectrum of terrorism, it's on the spectrum. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. And he hasn't even lost yet, and this is already weird stuff like that happening. So I don't know. Looks like Caleb's saying, but right now it's looking like Biden. And I don't know, the Facebook doesn't, God, stupid Facebook, come on. Lame, it doesn't scroll down the comments normally, very well. All right, let's see. I'm just nervous about either party. No kidding. I'm as well nervous about either party. They're both crooks in my mind or in my heart. Everything. Hopefully that's what you're gonna say next, because I'm about to read it. Normal Jacksonville-ish. Well, okay, so this is normal tree downage, not like election riot down tree. Could happen. The area of Cincinnati known as Over the Rhine will have rioters. Hayvern says. Hayvern. Oh, God. Let me see. I just was clicking on stuff. All right. So, there we go. What do you think? Well, I don't know. There are folks out there, because because of the YouTube algorithm, because of various things, because I have a history of trolling right wing and actually I troll a lot in general. I don't know if you want to. Is it trolling? I guess maybe. I don't know. When I see some kind of meme that's like, I guess it's trolling. I think so. Whatever. Anyway. I go to various sites that like to virtue signal. That's really the big thing, if they're virtue signaling. And a lot of times what happens with that is they go to some extreme, and then I feel like a lot of times that makes it easier to counter their virtue signal. And so I'm used to going to these different places, and what that does is it gives me perspective from people who aren't aligned with my point of view. I would suggest people do it more often, but people get triggered. They like I can walk. There was a point in my life where I would get in a Facebook argument, and I would feel like there was a professional need to work in a timely manner to resolve this Facebook argument and ensure that I had dominated in some way in this Facebook argument. And there was a point when I realized that I was wasting so much time on something that mattered, like fuck all. Like it didn't matter. Even if I dominated in some kind of fucking conversation, who gave a fucking rat's ass? Nobody cared. That one person and the 3 people that watched it, who gave a fuck? Nobody gave a fuck. And so I realized, and maybe it gave a fuck later, maybe it made a ripple, I don't know, maybe it did something. I doubt it. I don't think so. I think I was just wasting my time. And I found that I've had to sort of, and I think it's freed me up a lot. But the whole point of that is I've seen talk about a civil war for like 4 years if Trump loses. That Trump people will instigate it. Now it could be all talk. They've been like there's been Boogaloo talk, and that's part of the title about of the shows talking about the Boogaloo movement. That's been around for a long time. I've been sort of following political crap for a while now, more in more depth, I guess, since 2016 was probably a deeper dive. But I've been in and out since the 90s into politics. And I don't know. There's just been this talk about this, almost like a reset button where the basically the right wing or libertarian wing or whoever fuck wing that talks about the Boogaloo wing, those people, basically the armed wing of people who want the musical chairs Boogaloo to start over again so that they can take their armament and play Wild West. I mean, there's different flavors of Boogaloo, so I don't know. It's a weird thing. Karen Stovall, what is up? Could Florida actually flip blue? I don't know. Who freaking knows? I don't know. I see lots of Trump signs around all the time in my neighborhood and in just around town. You see Trump trucks virtue signaling with their flags all over the place. Hey, Vern says Florida is going to be blue tonight. Will it stay blue? I don't know. I don't know anymore. There's so much polarization right now. And people are afraid to talk about these things. They're afraid of, I guess, being canceled by this person or that person, and it's better almost to just not even talk about stuff, and then to possibly risk the cancellation of something, right? It could be your, I don't know, membership somewhere, or it could be a friend or family member or some shit. Who knows, right? But I don't know. If Biden wins, will there be riots? I really don't think there will be, and if there are, they will be mild and they will be isolated. If Biden wins, will Trump people accept a Trump defeat? Only time will tell, I think. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? Do you think that there will be a peaceful movement of power or transition of power, and the the Trump people will be okay with that, or do you think there's going to be problems afoot? I don't know. That's the big question. And I think something that I think that a lot of people, especially the Civil War kind of people, that like the Boogaloo kind, whatever, these people are not like hardened Spartan warriors or something. I mean, there's some guys that probably are sort of, in shape, and there probably are some ex-military that are pretty much carried on their military physique and capacities. But I mean, that's a pretty a minor group of people. Do do these people? I think there's most of these people are more like LARPers. They're live action role players. They they think that they play these scenarios in their head where they're shooting all these libs, but I don't know. I think they don't realize like what that means when people are actually getting shot and there's actually a war and actual bullets, and people now are sort of coalescing into movements, and now you have people who are ex-military that aren't pro-Trump, and they're shooting at you now with the same level of marksmanship and capacity. Now what? Right now, now it's a reality. Now you're like at a stoplight and you got a Trump flag or a MAGA hat, and that might end up in like blood mist from a sniper bullet. You know what I mean? And so that reality, when that sinks in, when it's like pop, 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 when this former sniper that sees the fascist tendencies that's happening within the MAGA movement, right? And when I say fascist, I'm not talking about like fascist per Sean Hannity, or like Tucker Carlson or these morons, right? I'm talking about fascism per academia. Like, even if you want to shit on academia, okay, let's shit on academia, but at least let's talk about like what I'm talking about. Like, what I'm talking about is like Umberto Eco fascism. Like, when we dissect Mussolini, when we dissect Hitler, when we go back and dissect other movements through history that sort of that meet these characteristics of fascism, where there's a heralding of a previous time, that a outside force is causing the problems, and there's this longing and this movement by a strong man, quote unquote. I mean, it probably could be a lady. Why not? You can have a female fascist. That could totally happen, right? And so these are some of the, and you start seeing a lot of authoritarianism start to show up, and hyper nationalism that shows up, and that's part of fascism, as Mussolini put this sort of thing, really sort of solidified the idea of it. Fascism comes from fasci, which is the way that they would, basically tie wheat together. In fact, in some of the Nazi propaganda and even neo-Nazi movements, they recognize the fascism in their. I mean, Mussolini did it too, with the sign of the wheat wrapped as the fasci, right? So that's I don't speak the language, but that's basically what's going to happen. Anyway, so Havern, nope. If Biden wins, the deep. Hold on, am I missing something? Missing some comments here. The deep southern states will, if Biden wins, experience some form of unrest. If Trump wins, the northeastern states will see rioting and looting. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. Northeastern states. How about like Portland, Seattle? Do you think California? Um, how about the mass migration of people into Texas? Californians into Texas? I don't know. I think that uh, what was I gonna say? Um, oh, what was it? Dang it, I can't remember what I was gonna say. I don't know. But if Biden wins, Deep South unrest. Oh yes. So, I don't know. To what end? What is it? What are they gonna loot and riot to do? To unseat Trump. And even if so, like to me, even then, if there is looting, if there is if there exists looting and a rioting, number one, I don't know. I have to be convinced by agent provocateurs because I don't trust them asses. I don't trust FBI. I don't trust CIA. The people who have all the money know shit's about to go down. They know the contradictions of capitalism have come to a head. I mean, it's here. They know it. They feel it, and they've created the police and military state to ensure that they can protect the systems that hold them in power and give them sway, right? And so, I mean, it's been that way since since the 30s. I mean, who was it? Smedley Butler, General Smedley Butler, talked about being a hitman for capital, basically, and like that was like in 1935. It's we've already been through stages of failures of capitalism over and over again, and our military and the military-industrial complex, the police-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex, health care industrial complex, like all of these complexes have really taken over the government and ripped it away from the people. Now, part of that, I believe, is rhetoric that talks about the government as if it's like some dragon living out in the forest or in the Himalayan mountains, and then every once in a while it comes down and it like taxes people and like I don't know, just does shitty stuff to everybody. And there's the fact that it's us, that we are the government. Like if you don't like how shit is, go fucking run for some shit, But we don't do it. And part of it, I think, is that we can't afford, a lot of us can't afford to. But I mean, also, I don't know, but I heard that civics isn't even taught in schools. So, I mean, no, it's no wonder that people, and I don't remember shit from civics class. I mean, it's been so long. I mean, I don't even know if I technically had a civics class. I mean, I had U.S. government. I don't know if that really counts. Maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I doubt most people know how their local government works. Maybe they do. I don't know. You tell me. You guys tell me. There's 3 people on Facebook. What's up? Tell me in the comments. What do you think? What are your thoughts on how much do people know? How much do you actually know about how the government works? Especially your local government. You are closest to your local government. How much do you know about how your local government works? I bet a lot of us don't really know that much, if we really are honest about it. But most of us aren't very honest. And that's the truth. That's why I think Look, I don't know. I realized something. I had a sort of period of time where a bunch of I had this period of time where a bunch of people got back and got in touch with me that were out of touch with me for a long time, and I don't know. I'm not really in touch with a lot of them anymore so much. Well, they don't reach out to me anymore. So I wonder sometimes, why is that? And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what it is. But I have a feeling that it's because I'm willing to talk about these crazy ass things that we're talking about right now. And I don't know that people always want to talk about that shit, you know? But you tell me. What do you guys think? Hold on, let me fix something here. Does this even make a difference? All right, so what's up, Facebook? What do you think? All right, we lost everybody on Facebook. We got one person. What are your thoughts? Put your opinion in the comments, or there's a Skype. Tune into the YouTube link if you wanted to as well, and you can comment in. Just comment if you're on Facebook. Just comment on the Facebook feed. Pardon me. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Superfan Chris says, I definitely agree that most do not know their local governments work or know how their local governments work. Excuse me. It's like how everyone is solely focused on the executive branch of the government, no doubt, and federal government, no less. I mean, there's all this stuff happening right here, wherever you live, and the thing that most people are focused on is federal stuff or whatever the nightly news talks about. But I mean, it takes will, skill, and time to learn or keep up with these things. And so, I mean, I can understand why people be like, man, I don't keep up with it. I don't keep up with local politics as much as I want to. I know Superfan Chris keeps up pretty decently with his local politics, but and if I know anything about local politics, it's probably because of Superfan Chris. Superfan Chris says, the branch that doesn't have much power at all. In fact, yes. Well, I mean, and there are some executive powers and things like that the president can wield. But indeed, there's not. I mean, really, let's think about it. What has Trump really done? Now, he did do some repeal of Biden's crime bill, which was actually a good thing. So, I mean, I agree with that about Trump. Otherwise, I really don't like the guy, and I don't really think he's done much. It's probably, I mean, he's inept, and the rich people can control him. Is the reason why he is even still around, basically. But I don't know. Let's see how this is all going to play out. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Do you think that... So here's the thing that I do not see happening. I don't see a major rebellion happen with a Trump win. I do possibly see some level of Trump unrest with a Trump loss. I don't know if they're really going to do it, though. It's just, they may be full of talk. I don't know. But there has been escalating violence, people getting hit by cars, people getting shot, mass shooting stuff. I don't know. People getting rammed with trucks, their SUVs getting hit by trucks. So I don't know. What could it be? Could people start shooting each other? I don't know. What would it be like? What would a America at war be like? A civil war, part 2. What would that even really be like? You know, talking about that kind of thing, it's disturbing and scary. But that's what the thing is, that people are talking about. It's like a normalized idea that we could be there could be a civil war or something, and some people want it, but are they really thinking of the reality of it? And when you think about the reality of it, it starts getting really weird. Like, do the street lights work? Is everything normal? Do you go to work? Do you does the grocery store have shit? Is there like, I mean, rebel forces from one side or another? Like, what are the sides? What will the sides even be called? Like, you know what I mean? It's just gonna be. It's not gonna be conservatives and liberals. Like, it's just not gonna be something silly like that. And if it is, I don't fucking know. I mean, I guess it could. It fucking could be. I guess. Fuck it. It could. Yeah, whatever. Sure, it could be. I don't think it would be. I think if anything, there might be a socialist revolution or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. All right, so we've lost everybody on Facebook. So we got 2 people still on Superfan. Chris, what do you think is happening? Who do you think's gonna win after seeing the election results so far? Who do you think is going to win this whole thing? And let's also do this. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what Joe Rogan's.
No enforcement. It's like crazy to think you could do that.
It is sort of overstated, though, how much they've put on this issue. It's not like Democrats, when they get in their local meetings, are like, we sure should open the borders. They're talking more about health care.
I will tell you
They're
this,
talking more about
it is
education.
the reason that Trump won, and it is the most popular issue. If you look at the numbers, and Ann Coulter puts all these numbers up all the time, well over 70% of people, blacks, Hispanics, everybody, including recent immigrants, favor curbing immigration. They do not want a just unfettered immigration. That's pretty proven every single time the question is asked.
And Obama broke the deportation record.
Right.
Obama deported more people than Trump deported.
I'm just wondering why it's become this hot button issue where everybody who wants to talk about it is a racist Nazi, when literally Obama understood that you needed a border.
Well, here it's real simple. Real simple. Trump is president. Trump's a Republican.
Right.
Trump's already been labeled a racist. Then you have these cages. You see people in the cages. It looks terrible. And you see children being separated from their parents. It seems terrible.
It is.
But supporting any sort of curbing of immigration supports that. So it's already been established.
Right.
Well, listen.
See what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying. Listen, I think that I agree with you. People should be clear. No, I don't support totally open borders. Then you literally don't have a country.
Right.
So you can't be in favor of that. But should we have a process to get in here? Should the process make sense and be humane? Should we... Like, I do think that the thing about kids in cages, they were in cages under the previous administration, and they're in cages under this administration. I do think it's a genuine humanitarian concern when people see that and they're like, oh man, I don't think that looks good.
No, that's a horrible thing. That shouldn't ever happen.
And I should say real clearly, when I say Trump's been established as being racist, I mean by them.
Right.
He did launch his campaign by saying the thing. What did he say?
The rapists and
the rapists. I assume some are good people.
Whatnot.
No, he was saying.
All right, we got a couple people on from Facebook. What is up? Unfortunately, you guys can't see what's happening on the other screen, which is we're tuned into the Joe Rogan Watch Party.
But his argument was not that there are some. He said they're criminals, they're rapists, and I quote, I assume some are good people.
I assume
in other words,
some
you flipped it.
Okay.
You're saying, they come in here. Yeah, right. You're saying some of them are criminals and rapists.
Yes.
He's saying the default is they're criminals and rapists, and I assume some are good people.
Let's be clear why they're criminals. They're criminals because they don't have anything going on in their country. They come over here because we have crazy drug laws.
And the drug war. That's right. That's the whole thing.
If you...
All right. Well, they're not really doing anything over there. So, what do you think? We got one person on from Facebook. What do you think is happening with the election? If either way, what's going to happen? Craziness, no craziness, a lot of talk, a lot of wasting time. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Put them in the comments. Let's see what we got, what we think. I just don't know. It's such a topsy turvy time. I can't imagine that people would actually have a level of animosity towards each other where they're actually like killing each other. So the reality of this civil war idea, I don't really think it's gonna pass. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna. I mean, it might bubble up. The idea of it might bubble up for a day or two, but I don't think people are that. Then again, what do you think happened a few days before for the Civil War in the 1800s? I don't know. Do you think people already knew it was about to happen and they rolled with it? Or do you think it was like, oh, holy shit, like, what are we going to do? And then people are just like afraid of things. And then it like sort of rolled out of control. And then it became something that people like well beyond anything that they could have done anything about. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think? What are your opinions? And the other thing to think about is, I mean, why couldn't it happen again? And do you think, I don't know, like what if Trump loses and Trump fans are like, you know what, we have the guns, we have whatever, we're just gonna tell everybody stand down. And look, there was fraud, and Trump's still the president, so back off. 4 more years. Wait, is there a contingency plan if that were to happen? Would the military come out? And then what if half the military is pro-Trump? You know, are they going to not do that? Or are they going to turn on the other military? I don't know that we've ever talked about this kind of thing in real life. I don't know that any... I don't know. I don't know that the founding fathers talked about shit like this. They just never assumed someone would do this kind of thing. But maybe, I don't know. Could it happen in America? Could it happen? The fact that it's like unsure, so unsure. Like I just remember, I remember being a kid, and I remember hearing about unrest and different things and from the propaganda networks and all that. And I always thought about, like, could it happen in America? Could something like that happen in the United States? And why not? Why not? And I'd always ask people, usually older people, why couldn't it happen in America? And it's just that American, just things in America are different. American values and the American system, the democracy, Constitution, the representative republic, all these things. And now I'm talking about how there could be a possible coup or some other kind of like non-transitional period possible, because some guy is so loopy that not some guy, the president is so loopy that if he loses, he may not transition, and his people may support it, and it might get ugly. I just don't know. I just don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Even if you're listening in the archives, in the future world, put it in the comments, and we'll talk about it on the next show. But I don't know what's happening so far. Anything cool happening? Let's see.
So Trump's losing.
No,
Trump's
that's a
winning.
huge favorite.
Oh, he's winning.
And it
Trump's
was Biden
winning.
before today started. So it's been back and forth.
Let's
but
take a look at that.
swung heavy to Trump.
Oh,
All right, let's see if there's any
It could be Trump.
any
Look up
comments.
Biden.
All right, throw some
Hey,
comments
yes,
down.
he absolutely
So
can
we're gonna
win.
tune
Yeah.
into what is Joe
Would you be
Rogan
sad if
talking
he won?
about for a
This
second.
side shows
I'm gonna
almost
be
the same.
miserable no matter what the
I
fuck
don't know.
happens. We got a guy who's a zombie and a guy who's a fucking bloated demagogue.
I just want Candace Owens to be happy.
Oh, she'll be
Candace is
happy
going
with
to be
Trump.
very happy.
She's going to be very happy.
So
I'm trying to
Ben Shapiro.
FaceTime her. I try to get her number.
Right now you are?
I want to FaceTime her at the end of it to just,
You don't have her number?
I have her manager's number. Her manager's sent her my number.
Oh, okay. So you're
I thought it'd be
working
funny
it
to
out?
just FaceTime her, get an update from Candace Owens and the
I-
Daily Wire.
The only thing that makes me happy is the people that are going to be upset.
Well, that's the whole thing. And some of the Trump people I hate too, but I hate both sides, so I can get happy no matter what. Like, no matter who wins, I can lay in bed tonight and go, you know what? Good.
I was going to vote for Kanye.
Yeah.
I want to make stick to my tradition.
If Trump wins again, because you articulate this stuff better than anybody, what is the lesson Democrats should learn, if any?
The one they should learn versus what they'll actually learn are totally different. What they'll do is they'll say, we fucked up. We should have got somebody who was more pro-establishment. We should have got somebody who was further right-wing. We should have got somebody who's more like Trump and like the Republicans. That's what they'll do, and that's what they'll think. What they actually should have done is realize that, hey, you guys jacked it from Bernie Sanders in 2016.
Jacked it from
This
Bernie
time around, Bernie
Sanders.
Sanders won the first 3 primaries, and then what happened?
Bam.
Mayor Pete and Amy Klobuchar dropped out and endorsed Biden at the very
Bam.
last minute because Obama gave him a phone call and told him to do it.
Yes.
So he threw all the votes behind Biden like that, and then
Pretty
Elizabeth
much.
Warren
And they killed
stayed in,
Bernie.
and siphoned votes from Bernie, and then it ended up
Yeah.
that Biden,
Bernie
just
could've
crushed
won.
from there on out. Joe,
he could have won the
basically-
election.
He could have won the election in 2016. He could have won, and also obviously this time. So now,
So
listen,
dirty.
the real lesson should have been, oh my God, you should have went with Bernie, but they're not going to learn that lesson. They're going to
Also-
go with fucking Amy Klobuchar. They're going to go with Kamala Harris again, something along those lines.
What if they could pump Bernie up with steroids and growth hormone and NAD and just back his aging up and lengthen his telomeres?
Man,
Keep him
it's,
alive. Is it possible?
Give him some of
Joe
the Trump
Rogan's
stuff. Give him
crazy.
some Adderall. Get him on some Adderall.
Oh man, I don't know. Well, Trump might be winning. It sounds like. I don't even know. I'm not gonna stay up late enough to see what happens on the western states. I mean, living in Florida, Eastern time, it's gonna be too late. So I don't know. Whatever. In some ways I'm an accelerationist. Look, if you are afraid of a Trump presidency and some crazy stuff happens that you hate and you don't like it, then fucking run for office or something. Or do something crazy. Do some crazy shit that disrupts it then. Stop fucking bitching about it. You know what I mean? Because nothing's gonna happen. I mean, look. And if Biden wins and you don't like it because you're a Trump fan, fucking suck on it. Fucking Biden won. I mean, look, cry. Like, just, we're gonna have memes of boomers crying, just like you had memes of freaking millennials or some whatever caricature of the purple beanie, short-haired, like gender neutral, SJW caricature crying because Trump won. That is basically you if you're a Trump fan if Biden wins, right? So just suck it up, whatever. Don't start a civil war. And look, if you're going to start a civil war, then I guess, I don't know, then get on with it. Fucking really do it then. Stop bitching about it. Talking about it. Fucking be about it. Start your fucking civil war. And let's see what fucking happens. Go ahead. I don't know. And maybe it'll make a movement happen. Maybe it'll wake the fucking American people up. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure. So saith Thomas Jefferson. But whatever. Fuck, I don't know anything about Jefferson either. So that's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. But I do have Seprock beats playing in the background, which lets you know that we are about to go. But it's been a great time. Put some comments down, like, subscribe, all those things. Make sure tune in next time, Tuesday, and let's talk about some shit. This is where you talk about stuff where you could talk about whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about it. Everybody's telling you don't talk about religion, politics, whatever you want to talk about. I'm telling you, talk about that shit. That's the stuff we're supposed to talk about because those are pretty important things. And we don't talk about important things. We should be talking about important things. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, till next time, let me find this thing I'm supposed to put on here. This thing. Peace out.